Have you ever felt like the rhythm of your life has slowed down, but instead of feeling like you're losing something, you realize you're gaining something deeper? As we age, we notice subtle shifts in how we experience the world, especially in how we connect with ourselves and others. These changes can be profound, particularly when it comes to intimacy and pleasure. But how can we truly embrace this new rhythm of life and learn to savor it? What if, instead of rushing, we learn to slow down and reconnect with a deeper sense of satisfaction? In today's video, we're diving into how the natural changes that come with age can open up new opportunities for connection, intimacy, and pleasure. Stay with me as we explore how embracing these shifts, like honoring your body's new rhythm and tapping into the power of your mind, can help you rediscover a more fulfilling, meaningful experience of life. This isn't just about slowing down, it's about truly enjoying the journey. Keep watching because by the end, you'll understand why this new pace can be the key to a richer, more profound connection with yourself and those around you. Reasons to watch till the end. Your internal rhythm shifts as you age. Your body's rhythm becomes more intentional, allowing you to experience life and intimacy with a newfound sense of peace. You'll learn how this slower, steadier pace opens the door to a deeper connection with yourself and others, offering a level of pleasure that you may have never truly allowed yourself to explore. Reframe desire and intimacy. Desire changes as we grow older, evolving into something more serene and intentional. This video will show you how intimacy at any age can become a dance, an opportunity to savor every moment, free from the pressure of youth's urgency. Unlocking new dimensions of pleasure. Pleasure isn't just physical anymore. Your brain takes on a new role as the epicenter of desire, reshaping how you connect emotionally and intimately. Learn how engaging with your thoughts and emotions can unlock a deeper, richer form of intimacy. Time becomes your ally. Rather than rushing through life, you can now truly appreciate the slow, unfolding beauty of each moment. In this video, you'll see how time no longer works against you, but instead, gives you the space to enjoy intimacy, connection, and joy without hurry. By watching this video to the end, you'll not only gain a better understanding of how these natural shifts impact your life, but you'll also discover how you can embrace them to deepen your personal connections and well-being. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. Number 1. Your internal rhythm shifts. As the years gracefully unfold, something deeply transformative happens within you. Your body, and even your mind, begin to develop a new, more deliberate rhythm, a rhythm that no longer rushes to meet the demands of a youth-driven world. It is a rhythm that has learned to flow with the wisdom of age, a pace that moves softly, steadily, and with purpose. This change, my dear, is not something to be feared, nor is it a sign of decline. It is, in fact, a gateway, an opening to a deeper intimacy and a kind of pleasure that few ever truly give themselves permission to explore. At this stage of life, desire moves differently. It's not the fast-paced, frantic search for instant gratification that once defined your youthful experiences. No, desire has evolved into something far more serene, gentle, and profoundly intimate. It becomes a dance, a slow, graceful rhythm that invites you to savor every single moment, every tender touch, every glance, every sensation. There is no rush. There is no urgency. And in this absence of haste, you find a kind of freedom. You may have noticed, perhaps with curiosity or even with a touch of uncertainty, that your body responds differently now. It doesn't react in the same way it did when you were younger, and that's okay. This change isn't something to fear. It's an invitation to reconnect with yourself in ways you've never truly allowed before. This invitation asks you to explore the true power of calm, the kind of calm that comes from slowing down and paying attention to every feeling, every sensation, without the pressure of needing to be somewhere, to do something, or to achieve anything. The body's responses become more intricate, more layered, and more attuned to the present moment. And my dear, this is a gift, an opportunity to rediscover a kind of pleasure that was once hidden beneath the surface of youthful urgency. The ancient philosopher Lao Tzu beautifully captured this truth when he said, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." In these words lies a profound lesson about life, about intimacy, about desire. In mature intimacy, there is no need to rush toward a destination. The beauty lies in the unfolding, in allowing each caress, each touch, each shared glance, and each intimate moment to become something more profound and meaningful, simply by being present and attuned to it. Each moment doesn't need to be about reaching the next step. It becomes about being fully immersed in what is happening right now. But what does this really mean in terms of pleasure, you may ask? What does it look like when you allow yourself to slow down and embrace this new rhythm? Well, you see, in this stage of life, desire no longer races ahead, driven by impatience or a need to get to the end. Instead, it stretches out, gently and steadily, intertwining with the rhythms of your body, creating an experience that is far more connected and meaningful. It's not about achieving a specific goal. It's about feeling, about exploring the textures of intimacy in ways you may never have thought possible. In youth, desire often comes with a rush, a fleeting sensation that you are trying to chase. But here, you have all the time in the world to explore what truly pleases you. The quiet, the stillness, the slowness, these are not limitations. No, they are invitations to experience pleasure in a much fuller, deeper, and more profound way. There is no rush, no hurry, no expectation. Just the simple, pure enjoyment of every touch, every breath, every moment. This is your time to rediscover. The time when you can learn to listen to your body and honor its rhythm without shame, without hesitation. There is no longer the need to chase or perform. You no longer need to meet anyone's expectations or conform to the fast pace of youthful desire. Now is the time to take things slow, to appreciate the sensations that come with each passing moment, to truly immerse yourself in the experience of connection, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. What you'll find, as you follow this new rhythm, is that pleasure becomes something more lasting, more profound. It's no longer a fleeting, momentary experience. It stretches over time, filling the spaces between touches with meaning, deepening your connection not only with your partner but with yourself. Each intimate encounter becomes a chance to bask in the pure joy of being fully present, of embracing the unfolding of the experience, without any need to rush to the finish line. Studies in the psychology of pleasure, such as those conducted by Dr. David Herbick, an expert in intimate well-being, reveal that satisfaction in maturity does not hinge on how quickly you can reach a physical endpoint. Instead, true satisfaction arises from your ability to savor and enjoy each stage of desire, each part of the intimate journey. When you allow yourself the time and space to move at your own pace, your body releases oxytocin, the love hormone, in gentle, sustained waves. This not only creates a sense of deep well-being and connection, but also allows you to experience pleasure in a way that is far more sustained and fulfilling than anything rushed. Time, then, becomes your ally. It no longer works against you. Instead of feeling like there is not enough of it, you begin to realize that it's your greatest gift. It gives you the freedom to immerse yourself in the moment, to be fully present, to enjoy every single touch without the pressure of needing to prove anything to anyone, not even to yourself. There is no need to rush, to perform, to race against the clock. Now, you have time to embrace the present moment fully and deeply. And in that space, pleasure unfolds. Remember, my dear, your rhythm is uniquely yours. It is yours to honor, yours to nurture, and yours to embrace. Respecting your rhythm is not only a sign of wisdom, it is an act of profound self-love. I recall the words of my wise friend Lupe, who always had a way of seeing things so clearly. She once said to me, "Celia, time has never been an enemy. It's our hurry that makes us stumble." She had lived through enough to know that rushing through life, rushing through pleasure, was never the way to experience its true beauty. Lupe learned to savor each moment, each caress, as if it were a gift. She didn't anticipate the next step, and she never feared that the moment would end too soon. She knew that when you respect your own rhythm, Pleasure doesn't fade. No, it expands, it deepens, and it becomes something far more meaningful. So, my dear, allow yourself to enjoy without the pressure of time. Listen to what your body wants to tell you, and let it guide you at its own pace. In youth, desire may have moved quickly like a rushing river, but here, in this stage of life, you have the chance to move like a slow, winding stream, filling the space with richness, with connection, and with profound pleasure. You are no longer racing toward an end point. You are in the moment, with every touch, every gesture, every glance, feeling the depth of your connection in ways you never imagined. Here is the first secret. Let your body set the pace. There is no rush to reach a destination because the journey itself is where the pleasure lies. Every gesture, every touch, every second is a gift in this stage of life. Accept your new rhythm with open arms, because in it, you will discover a pleasure more authentic, more complete, and more fulfilling than you ever thought possible. Number 2. Your brain becomes the new organ of pleasure. As the years unfold and time continues its steady, unrelenting passage, something truly remarkable begins to happen within us. The once familiar epicenter of pleasure, what we once believed to be solely our body, gradually shifts, and the brain emerges as the new heart of desire and fulfillment. This shift is nothing short of transformational. The mind, no longer a mere passive observer, steps forward as the architect of pleasure, orchestrating a symphony of emotions, thoughts, and physical sensations that flow together in a beautiful dance. This profound change allows us to experience a depth of intimacy that transcends the limitations of physicality. The pleasures of youth, which were often driven by the urgency of desire and the body's immediate responses, give way to a more nuanced, expansive form of pleasure that is cultivated within the rich and fertile landscape of our thoughts and emotions. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. At this stage of life, desire and satisfaction do not merely spring from the body. They are intricately tied to the workings of the brain. This shift is not just an adjustment, it is a profound revelation. The mind becomes the epicenter from which pleasure radiates, reshaping the way we experience connection and intimacy. It is through our thoughts, emotions, and memories that we are now able to experience joy and satisfaction in ways we may not have fully appreciated before. Neuroscientific research and modern psychology have shown us that the brain is capable of amplifying desire and pleasure when it is emotionally engaged in the experience. And when we allow ourselves to tap into that emotional connection, pleasure becomes something far greater than a fleeting, physical sensation. It becomes an intricate blend of mind, body, and soul. When we embrace the power of the mind to shape our intimate experiences, we realize that desire can be ignited not only through physical touch, but also through the images we conjure, the thoughts we entertain, and the emotions we allow ourselves to feel. In the past, perhaps, we thought of pleasure as something that was limited to physical sensation, the touch of a hand, the feel of a kiss, the rush of anticipation. But now we discover that pleasure can begin in the mind, and once it is awakened there, it flows effortlessly into the body, bringing with it a richer, more enduring sense of satisfaction. It is as though the mind holds the key to unlocking hidden doors of desire, doors that may have been overlooked in the past, or even entirely inaccessible when we were younger. Consider this. At this stage of life, you can create moments of desire from nothing more than your imagination. A thought, an image, or even a conversation can ignite a spark of pleasure, slowly building and expanding in ways that feel both surprising and deeply fulfilling. The body, in turn, responds to these mental stimuli, becoming more attuned to the nuances of connection. Desire becomes something that can be experienced without haste, without the pressure to achieve immediate gratification, but instead allowed to unfurl naturally over time. Pleasure no longer needs to be rushed. It can be savored, explored, and experienced in layers, much like the unfolding petals of a flower. The philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer, a man known for his deep reflections on the will and human desire, said that pleasure is ultimately the triumph of the will over circumstances. At this stage in life, the power of your will, your imagination, and your emotional depth combine to form the perfect recipe for a rich, profound experience of intimacy. By simply allowing yourself to engage with these mental and emotional resources, You unlock new depths of pleasure, far beyond the physical rushes of earlier years. You can now savor a much more expansive and fulfilling sense of connection, one that is rooted not in the fleeting moments of physical pleasure but in the steady, abiding pleasure that arises from the bond between mind and body. So, how do we make use of this newfound power? The answer is deceptively simple, yet immensely powerful. Allow yourself to fantasize. Let your imagination wander, free from judgment, to explore desires, scenarios, and experiences that excite you, that stir you, that bring you a sense of aliveness. Fantasizing is no longer an idle exercise. It becomes a vital and enriching part of your intimate life. As you allow your thoughts and desires to flow, you create a mental space where pleasure can thrive, unencumbered by the constraints of physical expectations. The beauty of this is that you no longer have to rush toward an end goal. Instead, the journey becomes the destination, and every step of that journey, whether it is a thought, a touch, or a moment of eye contact, becomes a precious part of the overall experience. Recent studies in the psychology of pleasure have demonstrated that as we age, our brains respond more intensely when desire is first experienced in the mind. Studies by experts like Dr. Helen Pfizer, who has focused her research on the connection between the brain and pleasure, have shown that fantasies, sensual thoughts, and emotional connections all trigger the release of dopamine and oxytocin, the brain's feel-good chemicals. These chemicals flood the brain, creating a sense of deep well-being and connection that enhances the body's physical responses. What this means is that the mental aspect of pleasure has the potential to shape and heighten the physical sensations, turning every intimate moment into something far more fulfilling and meaningful. One of the people who taught me the most about this shift in pleasure was my dear friend Lupe, a woman of extraordinary wisdom. She always spoke with great conviction about the importance of letting the mind take the lead when it came to intimacy. Celia, she would say with a knowing smile, the body becomes a partner in pleasure, but the true desire is in the mind. Let your imagination guide the body, because that's where the real power lies. How right she was. By giving our minds the space to roam freely, to explore fantasies, emotions, and desires, we open ourselves up to a much richer experience of intimacy. Each encounter, each touch, each glance becomes something special and unique, not just because of what is happening physically, but because of the depth of emotional and mental connection that we bring to it. So, my dear, here's the second secret. Embrace the power of your mind in your intimate life. Allow your brain to take center stage. Imagine, fantasize, explore, and let your ideas and desires guide you to new places of pleasure. Don't worry about meeting any physical expectations. Let go of the pressure to perform, and instead, focus on the freedom that comes with mental enjoyment. This kind of pleasure, born from the mind, becomes deeper, more lasting, and more meaningful. It will allow you to connect in ways that transcend the physical realm, turning every intimate moment into an authentic and fulfilling experience. Remember, the true beauty of intimacy at this stage of life lies not in the body's capabilities, but in the mind's limitless ability to create, explore, and experience pleasure. The more freely you allow yourself to tap into this mental pleasure, the more you will find that every experience becomes richer and more rewarding. Pleasure that begins in the mind has no boundaries. It expands and grows with every thought, every sensation, every connection. And in that, you will discover a deeper, more complete form of intimacy than you ever thought possible. Number 3. True mature virility. Throughout life, society often teaches us that virility is synonymous with strength, speed, and performance. In youth, virility is often measured by how much energy you can display, how quickly you can act, or how many times you can demonstrate your masculinity. It's about pushing the limits, constantly striving to meet expectations, and proving your worth through action. But as the years pass, particularly when you reach the age of 60 or beyond, the meaning of true virility undergoes a profound transformation, revealing a deeper, more powerful essence that transcends the youthful, often shallow definitions we once held. At this stage, virility is no longer about performance. It is not about rushing, impressing, or checking boxes. Instead, it's about presence, calm, and security. There's an unspoken power that emerges in maturity, one that comes from within and radiates outward. The external pressure to perform fades away, and in its place is a profound sense of self-assurance, an internal confidence that requires no external validation. True virility, now, is grounded in an authentic connection to yourself and to those around you. It's no longer about trying to prove your masculinity to the world. It's about embodying a quiet strength, an energy that doesn't need to flaunt itself but is nonetheless undeniable. Maturity brings with it a confidence that youth can never fully replicate. When you reach this stage of life, you realize that virility is no longer tied to the frantic need to impress or meet fleeting expectations. Instead, it's rooted in your ability to simply be, to exist in the moment, to connect without haste, and to offer your authentic self. There is no rush to prove anything, no pressure to perform. You've lived enough life to know that your value is not determined by quantity, by how much you do or how many times you can check off the boxes of youthful masculinity, but by the quality of what you offer, by the depth of your connections, and by the genuine, unpretentious presence you bring into each interaction. If you are still watching this video, and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. As the great Greek philosopher Socrates once said, "Know thyself is the beginning of all wisdom." And this, my dear, is the very foundation of true virility and maturity. Knowing yourself, embracing who you are, and accepting the wisdom that comes with the years you've lived. This self-awareness and self-acceptance are the bedrock upon which mature masculinity is built. There is an unparalleled power in this realization. When you no longer feel the need to prove yourself, you become a magnet of confidence. It's a presence that exudes calm, one that doesn't demand attention, yet commands it. The energy you now bring is magnetic, and that quiet confidence becomes an attractive force, drawing people to you without force, without effort, simply through your authentic self. The greatest gift that maturity offers is the ability to be secure in who you are. You no longer seek external approval or validation. Instead, you find strength in your own inner peace. This self-assurance, rooted in emotional maturity, is what allows you to show up as a true partner in any relationship, whether intimate or otherwise. Your partner can feel that groundedness and security, and that, my dear, is perhaps the greatest gift you can offer in any relationship. You give them the space to feel valued, to feel heard, and to feel completely supported because you are no longer caught up in a need to impress or perform. You are simply there, fully present and authentically yourself. In modern psychology, this kind of authenticity is linked to emotional well-being and a deeper connection in relationships. Studies by experts like Dr. David Schnarch, a renowned relationship therapist, reveal that men who feel secure and confident in their intimate lives tend to experience greater satisfaction and form deeper, more meaningful connections with their partners. These men are not just physically present, they are emotionally and mentally attuned, creating a safe and open space for their partners to experience intimacy on a deeper level. It is this kind of emotional depth that fosters true pleasure and connection, and it is uniquely available to those who have embraced the fullness of their mature selves. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche famously said, "Becoming who you are is the only true path to power." And in many ways, this is what true virility at maturity looks like. The power to be who you truly are, without pretense, without fear of judgment. It is in this place of self-acceptance and self-assurance that you unlock your greatest strength. Your masculinity becomes not just something you perform, but something you live. It is in the quiet confidence of knowing yourself that you find the truest form of power, one that is both magnetic and deeply satisfying, not only to yourself but to those around you. Now, I know it can be easy to get discouraged by the cultural norms that suggest that aging is synonymous with decline. Society often sends the message that maturity means fading away, that the best years are behind us. But this couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, the more you accept yourself as you are, the more you step into the fullness of who you've become. The more secure you feel in this phase of life, the more power you generate in every interaction. As you embrace your authentic self, you move through the world with a quiet authority that is impossible to ignore. Your presence is no longer about external displays of masculinity. It is about the strength of your soul, the depth of your connection, and the serenity that comes from knowing that you are enough, just as you are. In this phase of life, true virility is not about performance, speed, or energy. It is about embracing your presence, your calm, and your authenticity. It's about becoming the man you were always meant to be, confident, secure, and unwavering in your connection to yourself and to others. This is the virility that comes with age, and it is more powerful and magnetic than anything you could have experienced in your youth. Now, what do we do with all this newfound power? My dear, now that you've discovered these profound changes, it's time to embrace them fully and turn them into tools for vitality, satisfaction, and emotional well-being. These shifts in how we experience pleasure, intimacy, and connection are not burdens or signs of decline. They are gateways to a new chapter of life that is richer, more fulfilling, and more authentic than ever before. The first step is to let go of the pressures you may have carried with you from earlier years. It's easy to feel like you have to meet certain standards or expectations, but the truth is, those pressures no longer serve you. It's time to reconnect with your natural rhythm, listen to the messages your mind and body are sending you, and discover how to truly enjoy each intimate moment, not by rushing through it, but by savoring it. In this stage of life, intimacy is not about ticking boxes or performing. It's about deepening the connection to yourself and to your partner in a way that transcends physicality and taps into something far more meaningful. Embrace these changes, and you will find that they bring a new vitality and power to your intimate life. It's a kind of power that isn't about dominance or control, but about presence, authenticity, and mutual respect. When you allow yourself to feel this way, you're not just opening yourself to a new kind of pleasure, you're opening up to a new sense of satisfaction, one that is rich in emotional fulfillment and that nourishes your entire being. If you're wondering, where do I start? I would say, the best place to begin is by pausing, just taking a moment to recognize and accept that this stage of life offers vast opportunities for growth and fulfillment. This is your time to reconnect with your body, to listen to the rhythms of your emotions, and to explore the depths of your own mind. The answers are closer than you think, and the path to a more fulfilling intimacy is within your reach. Trust in yourself. Trust in the process. Embrace these changes, and prepare yourself for a future that is rich with energy, vitality, and authenticity. There's no need to rush or to meet external expectations. The beauty of this stage is that you have the freedom to just be. And when you do this, you open yourself to experiences and connections that are far more satisfying than anything you might have known before. One of the most powerful sources of attraction in this phase of life is calmness. This calm is magnetic, drawing others to you without the need for performance. You don't have to prove anything to anyone anymore. Your presence is enough. Being at ease with yourself, accepting your own rhythms, and projecting a quiet confidence is all it takes to connect in a way that is truly meaningful. In this stage, the true appeal lies in your serenity. You radiate an energy that invites trust, vulnerability, and connection. It's an energy that doesn't need words. It simply is, and that makes it more powerful than anything youthful exuberance can offer. Number 6. New zones of pleasure in your body. As the years pass, the body undergoes subtle but profound changes. One of the most beautiful discoveries is that as we age, we find new ways to experience pleasure, areas of the body that we may not have noticed before or fully explored. It's almost as though your body is inviting you to rediscover itself, unveiling a new map of pleasure that expands beyond the usual areas. Maturity doesn't diminish your ability to enjoy intimacy. Instead, it opens the door to an entirely new dimension of sensation and connection. This is the magic of aging, sensitivity and receptivity that deepen over time. The skin, being the largest sensory organ, becomes more attuned to touch and sensation as the years go by. It becomes more receptive to the smallest gestures, the softest touches, and the gentlest caresses. As we age, our skin doesn't lose its capacity for pleasure. It becomes more nuanced in how it responds. This is one of the best-kept secrets of mature intimacy, the pleasure found in every corner of the body, waiting to be explored. You may find that areas of your body you once overlooked now become heightened sources of enjoyment. The neck, the shoulders, the arms, the hands, even the feet, all of these areas, so often neglected in the hustle and bustle of daily life, can become unexpected zones of pleasure. When you allow yourself to slow down and explore these regions with a sense of curiosity and sensitivity, you open up to a new kind of intimacy, one that is not defined by rush or expectation, but by connection, tenderness, and discovery. Science supports this approach, too. Neuropsychology and sexuality studies have shown that exploring less conventional zones of pleasure can actually enhance the experience of intimacy. Dr. Barry McCarthy, a well-known therapist specializing in relationships and maturity, has documented how gentle touch in these areas, such as the nape of the neck, the earlobes, or the inner arms, can trigger the brain to release endorphins and dopamine. These hormones generate a sense of well-being and connection, heightening both the physical pleasure and the emotional bond between you and your partner. This new approach to pleasure is deeply fulfilling. It doesn't require hurry or force. Instead, it requires presence and an open heart. By gently exploring these areas, you're not just connecting physically, you're also deepening the emotional connection with your partner. You're showing them that intimacy is not just about physical release, but about savoring each moment, each touch, and each shared experience. So, where can you start? Begin with the parts of your body that perhaps you've never fully appreciated, the sensitive areas you never took the time to explore. Focus on slow, intentional touch. Be curious and patient, allowing yourself and your partner to discover pleasure in unexpected places. With time, you'll begin to notice that your ability to connect emotionally and physically grows more profound. This process doesn't just increase physical satisfaction, it enriches your relationship, making each intimate moment feel like a celebration of the connection between you and your partner. Pleasure, after all, is not just about the end result. It's about the journey of getting there, the way you and your partner navigate the spaces in between, and the trust and intimacy that grow from those moments. Mature intimacy is not a one-dimensional experience. It is a rich, multi-layered journey of discovery, of yourself, your partner, and the ways your body can continue to experience the joys of connection long into the future. It is, truly, a map of pleasure that grows more expansive with every year. My dear friend Lupe, always so wise, once shared with me a lesson from her own life that has stayed with me ever since. She said, "Celia, when he touches me slowly, expecting nothing in return, every caress becomes special, as if he's discovering my body for the first time." That was his secret, exploring each part of her, every corner of her body, without any sense of hurry or pressure. It wasn't about fulfilling a goal or meeting any expectations. It was about the experience, the shared journey of discovery between them. In that mutual exploration, they found a deeper connection, one that went far beyond the physical. This is the kind of connection that matures over time, creating an intimacy that deepens and strengthens the bond between two people year after year. And as I reflected on Lupe's words, it became clear to me, at this stage of life, the true beauty of intimacy lies not in rushing toward a goal or focusing solely on physical outcomes, but in the presence, intention, and mindfulness we bring to every touch. Every caress, every kiss, every whispered word takes on a new meaning when we approach it with calmness, patience, and the wisdom we've gained from experience. It's no longer about how quickly or how many times we can perform. It's about how fully we can be present in the moment, savoring every detail, letting each experience unfold slowly and intentionally. This shift is one of the most profound gifts of maturity. At this stage, it's about the journey, not the destination. It's about enjoying the process of exploration, of discovering not only your own body but also your partner's. Every moment of touch is an opportunity to connect more deeply, to express affection, and to create a shared experience of closeness that resonates on an emotional level as much as it does on a physical one. So, my dear, here is the sixth secret. Open yourself to discovering new zones of pleasure in your own body. It's not just about exploring the familiar spots you've known for years. It's about paying attention to those parts of yourself that you might not have noticed before, or perhaps have never fully appreciated. Every part of your body is a map of sensation, a canvas waiting to be explored. Touching and exploring these areas with curiosity and attentiveness, without the pressure of reaching any particular goal, opens up new avenues for pleasure and connection. Start with those places that may seem minor or insignificant, but have the potential to offer you more than you expect. The soft curve of your neck, the tender inside of your arms, the delicate skin at the base of your spine, the nape of your neck. These are just a few examples of areas that, when given attention, can reveal new sensations of pleasure. Even parts of your body that you may have overlooked or taken for granted, like your hands or your feet, can become surprising sources of intimacy and joy. It's about savoring the journey of discovery, not just the final result. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. In this phase of life, we are gifted with a deeper sensitivity, a new kind of receptivity that allows us to enjoy these subtle pleasures with greater intensity and awareness. It's a slower, more deliberate kind of pleasure, one that takes its time to unfold and that connects the physical with the emotional. When we let go of the urgency and the pressure to perform, we open ourselves up to a richness of experience that can be more fulfilling and more satisfying than anything we've known before. Science, too, supports this approach. Studies in neuropsychology and the science of sexuality, like those by Dr. Barry McCarthy, a therapist who specializes in intimate relationships and maturity, have shown that when we take the time to explore different parts of the body, especially areas that are often neglected, our brain responds by releasing endorphins, dopamine, and oxytocin. These feel-good hormones not only enhance the physical pleasure, but also strengthen the emotional connection between partners, creating a deeper, more meaningful encounter. It's not just about the body, it's about the whole experience, the emotional, mental, and physical dimensions of intimacy. This new approach to intimacy, one that's rooted in calmness, curiosity, and presence, is an opportunity to build a connection that doesn't just satisfy physical needs but also nurtures emotional closeness. Every touch becomes more significant, every moment of contact more meaningful. This is the kind of intimacy that only comes with experience, the kind that's not about rushing to the end but about enjoying the unfolding of every little moment. At this stage of life, many might feel that the body has changed too much or that desire doesn't feel the same as it did in younger years. But let me reassure you, every change you've gone through, every shift in your body, is an opportunity to rediscover yourself. It's a chance to approach intimacy with a fresh perspective, one that sees the beauty in the small things and values the depth of the connection rather than the quick thrills of youth. You have the power now to enjoy intimacy in a way that is more authentic, more fulfilling, and more deeply connected. So, as you go on this journey of rediscovery, allow yourself to let go of any expectations or insecurities. Open yourself to the new pleasures that your body and mind can offer. Take the time to explore and appreciate what's available to you, knowing that the joy you find along the way is just as important as the connection you build with your partner. It's not about comparing yourself to the past or wishing for something different. It's about embracing the richness of the present and all the possibilities that come with it. This is an invitation to explore intimacy in a deeper, more meaningful way, to reflect on the joys and the wisdom that come with maturity, and to allow yourself to enjoy every moment without shame or fear. If this message resonates with you, I encourage you to reflect on your own journey of intimacy and rediscovery. You are worthy of this kind of pleasure and connection, and it's never too late to begin. If this is your first time here, I'm Celia, and I invite you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. What's coming next will help you explore and understand aspects of life that are often overlooked but are essential to living a fulfilling, joyful life. And if you've made it this far, I want to honor your commitment to your own growth. To let me know you've connected with this message, comment, "I love wisdom," and share where you're tuning in from. I'm excited to hear from you and to know who is sharing this journey of self-discovery with me. We are in this together, and I look forward to continuing this journey of exploration and growth with you. So, what have we learned today? How our bodies and minds change with age, and how these changes, rather than being something to fear, open up new pathways for deeper, more meaningful connections and pleasure. Which part of this journey are you most excited to embrace in your own life? I'd love to hear about it. Leave a comment below and share one thing you've learned from today's video that you plan to put into practice. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Let's continue this conversation and make the most of the beautiful changes that come with age. Thank you for watching.